Live from Nashville, Tennessee, it's The Three with the Studio C Band. And here's your host, Laura Harris-Smith.
Hi everybody, I'm Laura Harris-Smith and welcome to the 100th episode of The Three. Can you believe it? The Three is turning 100. I can hardly believe it. I'm thinking back to those early days when I wanted a television show so badly. I knew that I was supposed to be in television. I had been in television since the 60s, since I was 3 years old, and was on and off through the decades. And I'm telling you, I have a pocket full, a jacket full, a truckload full of prophetic words from over the years saying that I was going to have my own television show. And so I was always waiting for that right time. But guys, it is expensive. It's very costly to produce a television show. And I have been, as you know, a part of other people's television shows, and you sit in a chair and they give you a paycheck. But it's not that way when you start your own television show, especially on Christian television. It's really like running a small business, and you have to do all of the investing. So, you know, God just began to confirm that it was time to do it in 2018. And He suddenly, through a very miraculous amount of money that was given to us that matched exactly the amount of money that we needed for this studio. It was a strange amount. And I mean, it matched it to the dollar. We were like, that's the sign that we need. Here's the money. We've got the quote. Let's go. All systems go. And, you know, I likened it to climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops, season 1 of The Three. But the first thing I knew I needed to do was to get 3 people around me who were going to be the people who I knew. They were my 3 wise men. They were going to be the guys who was going to see this project through in terms of the set. Okay, and number 1 was my husband, because he is an amazing builder. He actually went to architecture school before going into the music industry and ministry. And so I knew I had to pull him in, got him in, Chris. And then Mark Ramey, who was one of my cameramen back in my Shop at Home TV host days. And then Steve Lepard, great sound guy. He was going to our church at the time. And so the 3 of us, me included, the 4 of us, got together at a restaurant. And I remember sitting there at the table discussing the set and how are we going to light it and what is the sofa going to look like. And I grabbed this piece of bread that was on the table there with a knife in it. I wasn't going to eat it. And so I grabbed it and I said, this is my sofa. And I put it in place. And guys, Laura doesn't get rid of anything memorable. And so yes, I still have the original sofa for The Three. Here it is right here. It's now a piece of Melba toast, but I kept it because I remember that night, and Mark was positioning, you know, pretend lights over it, and I mean everything was born that night. Chris designed an amazing set. It would have cost me probably 6 digits to get this set designed, and he did it for me, and I told him I will pay him in kisses forever because he did such a good job. I'll never forget the first time that I saw it.
Good morning.
Oh my God.
Hi, Mom. Do we know each other?
Great job. You happy?
And the pillows, oh my gosh, I am married to the most amazing man in the world. He built this.
He built this with his hands.
He did.
We saw it we put it down on paper and drew it, and here it is. So we had the design team, we had the money, and we launched season 1 of The Three in Studio C. I'm going to talk more later about the band and some other things that came together, but I'm just so very grateful for that crew of 42 people that helped us get to the top of Mount Everest. I was the one who was pushing, believing in faith. It was my baby, but I had some seriously helpful and anointed people around me. Well, one of the things that I want to do today is take a glance back. We are going to have 3 episodes, and it's going to be a celebration of the 100th birthday for The Three, and this one is going to focus entirely on body, physical health episode. So I want to go all the way back to season 1 right now and take you back to one of our very first guests, Dr. Caroline Leaf. Listen to this. Could you just try to paint a word picture for us of what happens when those toxic thoughts come and it changes the structure of our brain?
It literally does. So, and we're doing that. We need to take responsibility and be very aware that we design what our brain looks like. Our brain is neuroplastic, which means that your brain can change. I was working on this back in the 80s when they didn't believe the brain could change. And they told me, this is not, don't go down this road. And I said, I'm going down this road because I know it's the truth, and then it is the truth. In the mid-90s, science kind of caught up with where we were. But essentially, when we think in a healthy way, all the proteins fold correctly. So I use the analogy of trees because the thoughts look like trees in the brain. There's an arbor-like structure. So when a healthy thought has a very distinct kind of look and balance with the electrical, chemical, quantum flow, structure, etc., the proteins fold in a certain way. But when we make a wrong choice, it's the wrong signal. So the proteins fold incorrectly. The electrical, chemical balance is upset. So then I use normally, if anyone's seen me teach in your audience, basically that the green tree represents healthy, and then I have a black toxic looking tree that I often use when I'm teaching that represents toxic thought. In the brain we see a difference. It has a different shape, it has a different kind of structure, it's kind of thicker, the electrical chemical balance is off, the quantum energy is off, so it looks different and it causes damage.
Okay, we're still in season 1, doing some flashbacks of physical health episodes. And, you may not think of Mike Lindell as having anything to do with health, but I have always said that if you get your sleep right, you'll get your whole health correct. And so I am a huge supporter of My Pillows. I love Mike Lindell. And so this was one of my favorite episodes of The Three. He has so many other contributions to The Three. I mean, I cannot even name them all, but I'm going to throw him in here in this bodily care category because we had a fun episode with him with one of his pillows one time. Take a look. And I really just have one more order of business, okay? Can you just do one thing for me?
Sure.
Okay, let's see it, guys. Can I have it? Yeah, I just wanted you to autograph My Pillow for me, if you would. Respect. Okay, so it's L-A-U-R-A. I'm your biggest fan. No, I'm kidding. And guess what, everybody? My Pillow's for everybody. Yeah! Thank you. Thank you, everybody. That was such a fun episode. I love Mike. He has such a good heart. He's a patriot. There's so many things you think of when you hear his name, but I'm telling you, at the core of everything and the platform that God built for him, it started with that pillow. And it's the best pillow in the world. I am convinced. You ought to go to mypillow.com and pick up a couple. We have a couple at our house. We absolutely love them. All right, still in season 1. One of my favorite episodes was the one with Doctors Jim and Elisa Sharps. They are the founders, and I say the main doctors, the head docs at International Institute of Original Medicine, my alma mater. Listen.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. And let me congratulate you on the success of your recent book, the 30-Day Faith Detox.
Thank you.
And you look at where most people are eating. They're eating the meat, dairy, and the processed foods, and that's where you see a lot of the health issues occurring in terms of the suboptimal health to debilitating illness, and there's certain percentages in those. And then there's the other side, which brings...
That's what,
This is the context. So even if you're eating the right foods, Why do Christians get sick? Why do people eating the right food? Why do they still have these health issues? It's not only eating the right foods, but eating foods right.
Yes.
And that's where food combining is one of those very important principles. You know,
what are the basics? Give us something. Give us the one thing we should not do.
Well, how about liquids with meals? That's one. Okay. You know, water is very important, but you don't. It's a mistake to combine your water with your food.
I'm loving it. Okay, more flashbacks on the Three's 100th episode recap right after the break. Don't go anywhere, guys. Did you know 70% of adults report that they regularly experience insufficient sleep and that stress and worry can harm the body, starve the soul, and steal your peace? I'm naturopathic Dr. Laura Harris-Smith, and if you'll give me 10 days, Give It to God and Go to Bed can help you stress less, sleep better, and dream more. Trading stress and traumas for forgiveness and release. There are even links inside to my free 10 Days to Deeper Sleep and Dreams program and 10 Goodnight videos. Can you close your eyes and just still listen to me? So I am not asking you to do anything that I have not had to do myself. The whole book takes place in your bedroom, and with chapter titles like The Junk Under Your Bed, The Treasures in Your Bedroom, and The Monsters in Your Closet. Give It to God and Go to Bed helps you learn to rest and hear God speak in dreams. Fight off worry, communicate back to God through different avenues of prayer, and even learn to interpret your dreams. Breathe in a deep breath of the Holy Spirit and exhale all of those stresses. Take back your sleep and dreams, my friend, with Give It to God and Go to Bed. Hi everybody, welcome back from the break. I'm Laura Harris-Smith. You're watching the 100th episode of The Three, and it's part one of a 3-week recap series of sorts where I am going to take you through all of my favorite episodes. And this week, we're starting with episodes for the body, for physical health. So I'm going to start right off by now skipping forward to season 2, my flashbacks, with a very special guest. She's my nutritionist, and she helped save my life about 10 years ago. And her name is Elizabeth Reed. Listen to an excerpt from this great interview.
When you're actually eating foods that you're sensitive to or allergic to, you're also creating histamines to that. So I think what you were doing was removing the foods that you were sensitive to, not just the, quote, high histamine foods.
Okay.
So one of the things I tell people is when that becomes a mystery and you're trying to figure it out, you can do the simple way, which is the elimination diet. You take everything that you've been eating regularly out for like 30 days. And that's where your 30-day Faith Detox just shines. Because if people will get off their regular diet and foods for 30 days, and they will actually use that to try one food at a time, you know, the simple food groups, then they can actually see what they're going to react to.
Yes.
And that also gives them time, because you're throwing in the emotional component, that gives them time to self-evaluate. Is there emotional factors leading into all this? Because stress causes histamine too, old trauma, you know, things that are constantly stressing the body.
We cannot segregate our body, our mind, or our spirit any more than the Trinity can separate itself, himself.
I love Elizabeth. She's so dear. Okay, now, next we had guests in that knew so much about cancer, everything from cancer to essential oils. And Ty Bollinger had just co-written a book on essential oils with Dr. Josh Axe and Dr. Jordan Rubin. So I had Ty and his wife, Charlene Bollinger, on my show and had a great interview with them. Take a look.
Let's talk about this book, Essential Oils, Ancient Medicine. It's written by Dr. Josh Axe, Jordan Rubin, and yourself. So tell us a little bit about it and how you came to become a part of this project.
Well, we've known for a long time that essential oils are ancient medicine. It's a great name for a book. As a matter of fact, we go back to biblical times and we look at the gifts of the Magi. Right? It's very likely that at least 2 of the gifts, maybe all 3, were essential oils, frankincense and myrrh, for sure. Now, the Magi also gave gold to the Christ child. Now, it's probably gold, the precious metal, but it could have been the golden spice, which is turmeric.
Maybe.
So it is ancient medicine. In Genesis 1, it talks about the herbs bearing fruit, or the seeds and the herbs.
That's right.
Those herbs, those plants are what go into essential oils. It's very interesting.
You know, every now and again you have a special guest who comes on that you didn't know beforehand, but you just have a feeling that you are helping someone who the world needs to know about. Now, I'm telling you, I didn't launch this guy by any means. He was a missionary. His name is Franco Gennaro, and he came up with an incredible recipe while on the mission field for something that is so good for every virus, every flu. It's called Flu Be Gone. listen to this interview.
And we start noticing with a few of these ingredients that it was working. That coupled with prayer, as you mentioned, we never had to take our 5 children to the doctor for any kind of cold symptoms, flu symptoms, what have you. Flubigon is when you first start getting the symptoms, as you mentioned. If you take it right at the beginning, at the outset, within the first couple of days, it goes right to work.
That's
University of Florida did a study on it, and of course it's a patented product.
Yes.
And they approached us. We didn't pay them. Someone from their medical department approached us, and they said, would you mind if we did studies on your Immune Booster Express and Flubigon? We said, sure. And they came out with the results that show that it really does work.
That is amazing. All right, everybody wants to know what's in it.
Okay, horseradish, ginger root, echinacea, monolaurin, habanero pepper, garlic, and a bunch of other things that are in there. We're actually adding elderberry here real soon.
Are you? Oh, well, yes, of course. So I don't think that anyone was expecting those ingredients. Horseradish, ginger, the habanero. You looked at the label and were like, habanero, you know. But that's what gives it the unique taste. Yes. This doesn't taste like something that's just coated down with, what cough syrups have corn syrup and all kinds of other things that it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Which suppresses it, and that's what a lot of people like, that sugary taste. They go into their local store and they buy it and they think it's really doing something, but it's just suppressing it for a while. It doesn't really get to the root.
It doesn't get to the root of it.
And it's in an apple cider vinegar base, so that's an extra added plus.
Yes. So we were trying to figure out exactly what it tasted like, so that we could tell you. But the good news is everybody's getting a bottle of Flubigon. Everybody gets and my household is not ever without Flubigon. I have it all the time in my house, sick or not, because it is an incredible way to strengthen your immune system as well. So thankful for Franco for inventing it. All right, after the break, we are going to come back and continue on with our recap, so don't go anywhere, all right? Be right back.
Neuromatics Oil is a family of therapeutic-grade patented oil blends created by nutritionist and author Laura Harris Smith. Invented for her own lifelong journey for neurological health, Quiet Brain now helps those worldwide who suffer from insomnia, migraines, anxiety, seizures, tremors, and more. Quiet Brain contains oils like frankincense, myrrh, lavender, sandalwood, and others. Next, Happy Brain is a bright mood-lifting citrus blend and contains oils like lemon, lime, clementine, spearmint, and more. Users say it combats depression and even aids in weight loss. Next is Sharp Brain, Laura's Focus Blend, also used to improve cognitive memory issues with oils like coffee, cinnamon, vanilla, clove, and others. Each $69.95 bottle is a 10-week supply if used daily, or about $1 a day. And right now, buy 2 bottles and get the 3rd one free and get a free eye mask using the promo code on your screen at neuromaticsoil.com or at 1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
Hi everybody, thanks for watching The3. Please become a part of the Three's family. Visit the link on your screen to give a tax-deductible gift and help me purchase airtime that takes this fun, relevant, faith-based show to a faithless world. Some TV ministries would then call you a donor or a partner, but I'm going to call you family. Go to the link and become a part of my TV family today. I can't do it without you. Thanks. Hi everybody, I'm Laura. You're watching The3. You're watching the 100th episode of The3, and we're doing a recap. Right before the break, we were looking back to season 2 and some of my favorite health episodes that we have done. And I have to include in there the fact that we did a recap, a whole show dedicated to my book, The 30-Day Faith Detox. I think it's in its 7th or 8th printing now, and you can get it at lauraharrissmith.com. Never a bad time to detox your body, your mind, or your spirit. Well, a lot of people asked me after that, what do we do for day 31 and beyond? So I wrote the Healthy Living Handbook. Take a look at this fun moment from that episode. Can I read you another poem? Yeah! Okay, good. I like this one. It's called Good Nutrition. You ready? All right, let's see if I can do this here.
I'd like to give you food for thought if you'll give me permission. And possibly it could offend, I have a keen suspicion. But these few words might wake you up and set you on a mission, since helping you live long and strong is purely my ambition. It's time you take back your physique and give it definition. Stop pigging out, start working out and lose your inhibition. Start walking, running, stepping. Do a body demolition. Stop acting like those long-lost curves are just an apparition. Get serious about your chow and call a dietitian or someone who can take your fork and give an admonition. Then count your carbs and calories as if you're a tactician. Stop acting like those long-lost curves are just an apparition. That's not right. And chew your food well as you eat and take an intermission. There we go. Take vitamins and supplements and contact your physician, especially if underweight and suffering malnutrition. Start viewing food as medicine and snacks as ammunition. Take back your bod and whip it into absolute submission. It's possible to get a plan and make a smart transition. It starts with just awareness and an honest, frank admission. Then tell your friends and family and make some new traditions. Then watch your whole anatomy receive a recondition. The time is now for you to give your maker recognition. He crafted you one of a kind, a limited edition. So start today with hope and claim your sunny disposition. It's waiting for you on the other side of good nutrition.
That was fun. Well, you may have noticed something. I did not talk about any of my own books in season 1. I didn't even have any of my books featured. And then one of the head of the television network said to me, Laura, you need to remember that your viewers don't just want to see the side of your face talking to someone. They want to see you. They want you. And so in season 2, we began to highlight some of my books. I've written 25 books, and so we just started throwing some in there and doing little episodes. Well, fast forward to season 3, and we did one on what genuinely was a new book, Get Well Soon. Look at this episode.
There is an important thing you must do to learn the difference between miracles and healing. Miracles in the Greek, it's a word that actually means to instantly, an instant act of God that happens to establish the man or woman of God. It's an instant thing that happens, a miracle. Then you've got a healing, and a healing, there's so many Greek words for it. One of them is therapeo, and it means therapy or cure or medicine, and it is a by-process word. So what you have is you have this polarity between healings and miracles, and you know in 1 Corinthians 12, both are mentioned, workings of healings and workings of miracles. So sometimes you may pray for a miracle, and unfortunately you get a healing.
And again, you can get it at lauraharrissmith.com or wherever good books are sold. But you know what? If you get the books from lauraharrissmith.com, I pray over every book that leaves here only because I'm adding my faith to whatever your situation is, and I pray for you, body, mind, and spirit, over every book that leaves this place, every product that leaves this place. And of course, I sign them. Some people like that, so I do it. It's a free thing, and I just think it's a little something that you're not going to get anywhere else where you buy that book. So always get your Laura Harris Smith books from lauraharrissmith.com. All right, after that, now we're skipping up to season 4. I had a fun little guest named Stan Cottrell. Now, Stan, look, you know what? Let me just let you watch the end.
Okay, how many miles a day do you run now?
Well, maintenance is about 15, just maintenance level, and because that's just what I do.
What do you prefer to do when you're not in maintenance?
Well, I'm getting ready to get to. This will be my 3rd run across the United States coming up, and I'm 76 years old now, but I'm 23. That's inside this 76-year-old body, but I'm going to be doing 30 miles a day for 100 consecutive days across the U.S. I'll start in Los Angeles and finish in Capitol Hill.
What time of year do you do this, and what do you do about the weather?
Well, you run it.
You just run it.
And
you don't mind running in anything?
Well, I've done it so much it's just there. You know, I do a speech sometime called "The Hardest Part of Milking Cows," and we all are milking our cows. And the hardest part of milking cows is you have to do it 7 days a week, and it doesn't matter in them old cold winter mornings and that cow just slopping through there, and you just have to get all hunkered down under her, and it's not glamorous or anything, but we all have our cows that we have to milk. And that's just, if you're out here running, and you're going to be running 7 days a week, I mean, it's like the hardest part of milking cows, you do it.
Oh my goodness.
That was pretty good.
It's a good
That
metaphor.
was pretty good. That was a great analogy.
I'm going to write that one down.
All right. So I have to ask you.
I like you.
Well, thank you. I
I'm
like you too.
I'm going to nominate you for the I like you society.
Okay, and that brings us to season 5, and I think my favorite health episode from this very unique season 5, which was America the Beautiful, was just that when I finally debuted my essential oils. I had never done an entire episode on my essential oil. So take a look at that excerpt.
All right, so I've told you now about quiet brain, I've told you about happy brain, and I've told you about sharp brain. And now you know. Hopefully you can see and be encouraged by the fact that sometimes when you think God is saying no, He's actually saying, wait, there's more. It's like a good infomercial. Wait, there's more. And you have to press into Him and see exactly what that is. And now, here I am. I'm a nutritionist. I'm the author of over 25 books. I'm a naturopathic doctor as of right now, this month. Hallelujah. And all of that happened because God said, healing, not miracle. Now I'm able to help others. So again, I invite you to go watch our full infomercial. It has testimonies from every single one of the oils that you saw today, and it will be worth your while to invest the half hour and go and watch it in full. You'll learn everything that you need to know. You can also download our free instructional ebook at neuromaticsoil.com, and it will tell you everything, the whole science, statistics, and story behind the Neuromatics oils. You know, every episode of The Three is brought to you by Neuromatics oils, and it always has been. That's been in the commercials, but that was an episode we finally decided to devote to the oils in case some of you out there were not aware of the entire line. I am constantly amazed by how many people watch this show and they don't know that I write books, and they don't know that I have an essential oil line, or they buy the oils and they don't know I have a show and write books, or they buy the books and don't even know about the show or the oils. It's like I got to bring my whole three worlds together, right? The three. That's not why we call it that. But in my love of body, mind, and spirit, and believing that we are made in the image of God, who is a triune God. He's the Trinity, right? He is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We're made in His image, and that is why I'm passionate about body, mind, and spirit health. You cannot segregate the three. If you want to be whole, you have to get healthy body, mind, and spirit. And that's what I am all about. So I hope you have enjoyed the 100th episode of The Three. I think I'm going to cry. I still can't believe it, guys. Thank you for watching all of these years. Thank you for watching all of these episodes. And next week, we're going to be back with more, and it's going to be a part 2 of our 100th celebration, but it's going to be talking all about and flashing back to my favorite episodes where we talk about your emotional health. Do you need emotional health? Do you know anyone who does, needs an improvement in your emotional or mental well-being? You got to be here next week. Don't miss it. Set your DVRs, invite your guests, do a watch party, whatever you have to do, but get here because we are celebrating The Three turning 100. All right, everybody. I'm Laura Harris Smith. Thank you for watching this episode of The Three. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.